instantly in lineups when you play $5 in lineup. Tri-State, it's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
All right, welcome into Helmets and Heels. It's a Wednesday afternoon and a little bit of a show change up this week as Lauren Brooks remains on vacation. So Tom McManus is here, Aaron Williams as our producer, and we have Zach Goodall joining us today. If you don't know Zach, he covers the Gators for 24/7 Sports, has covered the Jaguars in the past too. So a little bit of everything that you've done in college football and the pro. So thanks for hopping on with us and joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Great to have you, Zach, man. Really looking forward to it. We'll get into some Gators, of course, little Jags and whatever else in between, but great to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
it's perfect for me because, I've done all this bouncing back and forth between the two teams. So
yeah.
Get to combine them a little bit.
Let me ask you this real quick. The excitement for Gator football, new coach, of course, your spring ball kicking off. What's the excitement level over there?
It's pretty high. I mean, I think at this time of year in Gainesville, no matter how
It's
the team
always
is
high.
doing, it's like, even when they're coming off a losing season,
Springtime.
it's pretty high. But having a new coach who I think is really transparent and he brings the energy that's kind of been lacking, it's risen the bar even more.
I saw the little video with him and the Gator. Did you see that?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was funny.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I could never do that.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, obviously when the Gator basketball is playing the way that they are also, you have a fun environment in Florida. Florida baseball is really good too. So there's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the Florida world. So we'll get to some of that today. So when you talk, because it's Swamp, do you say Swamp 24/7 or 247? Because I hear different people say it different ways.
I do 247, but I guess it really works either way. Yeah, I don't know what they were going. They must have been going for 24/7.
Yeah, because it's like news 24/7 is why I've always said it that way. So, but I was like, I don't want to mess that up before talking about it.
It's like Liam's Duval, right? But it's 247.
Yeah, just extend it a little bit.
Yeah.
Zach, so let's get to know you a little bit more too. So you were born in Pittsburgh. You said we try to leave that out a little bit, but you were born in Pittsburgh, moved to Jacksonville though when you were 7, then moved to Gainesville right before you were 21. So a little bit of that path and like what did you grow up? Did you grow up a Steelers fan or no? Okay.
Well, so I know that there are people listening to the show right now, members of BCB, matter of fact, and if like they're not happy to hear about this Pittsburgh side, I've gotten a lot of crap about that over the years, but I wasn't a football fan when I grew up there. I moved here when I was young, didn't really get into many sports when I lived there, and so when I moved here, it was like right after Super Bowl 40. I probably could have taken on Pittsburgh fandom, but
it would have been easy, but
that's what I'm saying. Like I was born in the fire, basically, and I took on the Jags. Started covering them when I was, I want to say, 15, 16 years old with Big Cat Country back in the day, and turned it into a profession. I landed a job down in Gainesville and have been covering them outside of the 2024 season when I came back here with Jags Wire since, I guess this is season 7. That'll be
nice.
Going into.
When
So-
did you,
Go ahead, Tom.
I was just saying, when did you catch the bug for, doing what you do? Like what about what age you're like, all right,
Sparked
this
it.
this is what I'm going to go for.
When I stopped playing high school football because I realized it wasn't taking me anywhere.
Okay.
You're like, well, I might as well talk about it.
Yeah, I wanted to stay involved somehow, and like I was pretty solid in English class. I figured I could translate it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
So what for you when it comes to college football and pro, what's the biggest difference when you're covering those two sports when it comes to writing or reporting or whatever the case may be?
I think it's just the constant change in college football. I mean, back when I started, before NIL was a thing, it was just the 4 to 5 years and it's a new team. Now, I mean, it's kind of the same in a way. I mean, obviously, players getting to leave without strict contracts is definitely different, but the negotiation standpoint, NIL, players getting paid, there being a free agency period effectively, and then you look at recruiting almost like a draft, it's become more and more one and the same.
Yeah, the ages are the same. I mean, you got college guys that are 26, 27, 25, 5 different schools.
Exactly.
We always talk about it. We're talking about it yesterday. Like, that should be one thing. Like, you can only transfer once, maybe twice. You know what I mean? But definitely you got to cut that. You can't be going to 5 different schools.
Yeah, I mean,
It just doesn't make sense.
I know it can be circumstantial, but people are taking advantage of it. Like, I understand when a player does need to move a couple times, family related. It's not working out for them. They're far from home, but yeah.
They commit to a different coach is one of the things that we would see a lot previously.
Yeah, you get a bypass if that happens. You can do that. It's not a blanket statement, but you can't. I don't know. You can't have and guys, I think there should be an age cutoff in college
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like 23. If you don't get it done by 23, then it's over for everybody, isn't it? I mean, it is.
The most ridiculous thing that I fortunately did not get to cover, but just seeing Miami having a player do 9 seasons of college football. When all of a sudden
that's just too much.
Yeah.
At some point, you're like, this should not be happening. And we talk about that a lot, Zach, and some of the rules and the guardrails that I think will eventually come in college football. I think they're still in the midst of figuring a lot of this stuff out when NIL is still pretty new when you talk about the way the portals are. And they almost swung that pendulum a little too much because before it was such in favors of the coach and the school. Like, you have to sit a year if you transfer and all of this stuff. And then now they're like, whatever, do whatever you want. So it almost swung too much. There has to be a balance at some point.
And I would love it if they could figure out what that balance is. But it seems like every time they make one step forward, they take 2 steps back. Like the cat's kind of out of the bag.
Yeah.
I like the salary cap, the one that they've put in. Sounds like a great idea on the surface, right? That's $21 million for all athletic programs. There are schools with NIL budgets, so outside the cap that are double that right now.
Yeah.
So like this cap, this idea of paying players through the school, it's not going to match up with NIL anytime soon until it grows significantly and they put legitimate guardrails on NIL to balance it out.
Well, tell our audience about John Summerall, man. We see him on the press conference, see him in that video, see him in different things, but what have you gotten out of him so far, if anything, that maybe we haven't seen, televised or been on radio?
So I think it is televised and on radio, but it's like something that you pay attention to more in our shoes, right?
Okay.
He's very transparent, very honest. He'll just cut it straight with you, and that's very unlike what we've dealt with whether it was Billy Napier, even Dan Mullen could just come and be a little bit I don't know what the word it would be to describe it, but John Summerall will just kind of just come and tell you how it is. When he walked in after his national signing day press conference, he was immediately like, oh yeah, offensive line, defensive line, don't think we shored that up. I don't want to gauge the talent on this roster. I don't know how good it is. And in years past around that time, it was always, oh yeah, things are great.
Yeah, right.
We got something figured out. We got something special here. This might be the best team that I've ever overseen.
Sounds a little similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars compared to previous years.
Injuries? Do you know that?
We got an injury report yesterday from John Summerall. He came in. He was like, "I know you guys don't usually get this. You're not used to this. So here you go. Here's everything you need to know." And it was very refreshing. It makes my job easier.
One of the things people were excited about is the more physical camp he talked about, and obviously the spring camp starting. You were there yesterday. Are you seeing that already? Is it already seeming like a little bit more physical and open than you had seen in previous years?
So they still are working themselves into pads, so we haven't seen the tackling that they said will happen, which will be a change compared to years past, at least to the extent that it happened in the past. But like we saw assistant coaches acting as corners in these routes on air. Before it was just like, oh, you go run a route and it looks like a great throw. Yeah, but like no one's guarding you. There's no stopgap or anything. Coaches were there pressing, and that's at least a start, right? They're getting these receivers, these tight ends prepared for what's to come in the coming days.
How much do you think, and we talk about the difference between Billy Napier and Summerall, how much do you think that factors into also not having that second portal and him not being afraid that you're going to lose somebody coming up after the spring practice and games?
It helps. It's an advantage. They know what they have to work with, and they're going to be able to really assess it without having to deal with any drama between now and the season. Summerall actually wishes he had a second portal, though, for the exact reasons as before.
To see, okay, I don't have what I need. Let me hit this again.
He said he would like it for a first-year coach only, not having it across the board. But for someone like him who's they brought him 50 new players. He doesn't know if that's enough. And, it makes a lot of sense when you're flipping around a 4-8 roster.
I could see that with the first-year guys, you know, give them a little chance to, make some changes before they hit the summertime.
Yeah.
All right. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but who are the Gators going to miss the most that will be drafted in this year's draft?
From this past season, I'd go with Jake Slaughter.
Yeah, the center.
Yeah, he was a 3-year starter, real leader. Everyone kind of responded to what he had to say. He didn't play this much this past season, but the guy I look to is Caleb Banks, if only because the pass rush took a big step back this past season when he was injured with a foot injury. And you could just tell that they needed a presence like that, especially when he's 6'6", 330, and as big and athletic.
Do they make
as
good
he is.
pros, you think?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Caleb, he's still really yet to reach his ceiling. There was like a 5-game stretch in 2024 where it all started to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Then he plays 3 more games the rest of his career. So there's still a lot of like talent to mold there. But
that is what I wonder. I was looking at some of the rankings today when it comes to just the big boards for people, and Slaughter was a little lower than I thought for a lot. But I guess maybe that makes more sense. Just they wanted to see a little bit more playing time from him this last year.
Yeah.
Because the previous to that, I mean, the year before, you were talking about him as being one of the best centers in the nation in a lot of places.
He, I think he's athletic. I think he's very, very smart. The issue is, I don't want to call him undersized. He's about average size, but you can see that in his play strength. It's not as great. I mean, they've said that about this entire offensive line class, right? Too.
Yeah.
That it seems like it's taken a step back in its physicality, and he's one of those more, I guess, zone type of players more than anything. Zone blocker who can
more
get
athletic,
out space. Yeah.
not going to move guys right off the line, but get them with movement.
Exactly.
Get them moving side to side and then have the back cut. Yeah.
Yeah, with very strong technique too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Yeah, when you talk about the quarterback, that's going to be another, I guess, interesting. Summerall isn't committing to anybody, but when you see, Lagway obviously gone to Baylor, they bring in Aaron Philo from Georgia Tech. That was kind of expected. A lot of rumors pretty early before that signing was made. And then obviously when you talk about Tramel Jones, those two, but he didn't want to commit to any. And so he's very vocal about having that as an open competition, it seems like.
Yeah, and shout out Tramel for being from Mandarin, being a local
that's
guy.
right.
Yeah. Shout out, Toby Bullock. I think that they're going to take this into the fall. Both guys are really inexperienced. They have yet to play very much, even though Philo comes in with this experience from practicing in this scheme. He's familiar with the terminology. He knows that. But even still, he's just, you don't know what you have, quite frankly. That's probably one of the positions where Florida wishes that it had the second portal more than anything, just because they have virtually a total unknown when it comes to the most important position in sports.
I think that balancing that in college football, the quarterback position, do I go with the portal? Do I, rely on my recruiting and develop guys? Are they going to stick around? I think that's one of the toughest jobs inside the job itself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, which route do you go? Because if you miss, as we've seen at Florida State, sorry, Seminole fans, but you miss a QB through that portal and you don't have anybody underneath that's ready to take the reins or maybe ready, you see what happens to your football team.
Yeah, and I mean, Summerall was on the other end of that stick back at Tulane because he comes in, he's talked to us about it a couple times. Darian Mensah was the third quarterback on the depth chart when he got there. He decided a week before the season started, hey, I actually like his potential more than the other two guys. So he goes on, has a great year, and then Duke pays him $4 million to leave, and John's like, oh, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And then now Miami's like, hey.
Reload.
Let us double
we'll pay 10, by the way. Whatever.
We got this. All right. We'll get to a little bit more Gators. I do want to get into some of those prospects and see how they fit here with the Jacksonville Jaguars, too. So we'll do that coming up next on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Local voices, unmatched coverage, only on 1010XL.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by
Atlantic Infinity, Hollis Pools, and Poor Tap Room.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service, Instant Keys comes to you.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Get in the paint with Patrick Young as he and Dan and Jeff break down Florida Gators basketball. It's the smartest Gator Insight every Friday morning at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on 1010XL.
Tara Loggeman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hi, I'm Luke Pritchett, Volunteer Vice Chairman for the Players, representing the Cathedral Arts Project. Thanks to the Players, the Cathedral Arts Project is empowering children's creativity and supporting art educators in Northeast Florida. Only 6 days until the Players.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans